Hey guys, Furum here, and today I'm going to be showing you the Genty Akylone at Golden Max in its multiplayer season. I got this car not too long ago and made a video about it at 1 star, so I thought it would be a good idea to test it at Golden Max as well and see just how big of a difference there really is. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and be sure to check out my new Furum Clips channel. The link to that will be in the description, and I hope you enjoyed these races. So the Genty Akylone has kind of a weird history. It was added pretty close to the beginning of the game, but we never actually had a chance to be able to unlock it until I think it was like almost a year after it was added. That's a rather long time, and definitely one of the longest periods between a car being added and being able to be obtained of any car in Asphalt 9. The Turzo, I think, was also a very long one. And then, when the Genty finally did come out, a year after the game's release, it was during the Yesco Drive Syndicate, and it was the final car. That was the time when I spent 15,000 tokens, and I wasn't even able to unlock the Genty Akylone, much less the Yesco. So yeah, I had to wait on this car even more after that, but I finally got it a few months ago in some packs. Currently I have it at 1 star. Like I said, I do have a video up about that. If you'd like to see how it does at low stars, it's actually a surprisingly good 1-star car because it still goes 233 miles per hour there. But at Golden Max, it goes 240. It is one of the faster A-Class cars, and it would have been considered an A-Class king for a while. It is still one of the best cars in its class for sure, and while it doesn't hold the title of king anymore, it is a very well-rounded car overall. Its acceleration is above average at 82, as are its handling and nitro at 67 and 70. At stock, I would say that the biggest difference, aside from just the speed being lower, is the fact that the car does not drift nearly as well. At stock, this car has a pretty wide drifting radius, but the drifting definitely becomes better after you start this car up, and it just feels much more pleasant to drive. With this video, I'm continuing uploading every single day of this week to this channel, and I'm also posting every single day to the Furum Clips channel as well. This is probably the most amount of videos I have put on YouTube in the shortest amount of time ever. It's not going to stay that way though, as my school is starting in a few weeks and I have an exam coming up soon, but for the time being, as I have many videos to upload, this will continue for a little while longer, at least for probably another week or so you guys will get a ton of content. In this race, we are facing Pro Team Azure, who is an active member of the Purple Team Discord, which you can join with the link down in the description. He wanted me to put that in the video. So how does the Genty compare nowadays to the current kings of Class A? Well, if we're thinking about it from a tier list perspective, which is how I'm going to be making my next best and worst cars in each class list video, I would most likely put it in A tier. S tier would be cars like the Valhalla and the Amola that are true kings, whereas A-Class consists of those cars which are almost kings, or maybe used to be kings, but just quite aren't anymore, but are still some of the very best cars in their class, and I think that is where this Genty fits perfectly. I'm planning to upload my full new best and worst cars video in a couple weeks, but before the next update drops. It's been 9 months, we've had 5 updates and a lot of changes since then, so you are not going to want to miss it. Also, an update on my McLaren F1LM, which I recently maxed, made a video about that too. I have completely maxed out top speed, acceleration, and nitro to as much as I can with all the import parts, and I only have, I think, 2 or 3 upgrades left on handling, as well as a couple import parts there too. That should be about 3 million credits or so left to go, so I plan to make a video about it in the Ghost Slipstream season, which should be coming next. Now, because I'm going to be editing and uploading such a high volume of videos in the next week or so, I'm not going to have time to do a complete voiceover on each of them, but of course, I will still do my general review at the end. I hope you enjoy the rest of the races. Now it's time for my general review about this car. The Genty Akylone is definitely a pleasant car to drive when you start up, but I would give the most fun car to drive in A-Class distinction to the F8 Tributo, which I made a video about just a couple days ago. The Genty is one of the fastest A-Class cars still, and the rest of its stats are above average, so this is a very well-rounded car for most purposes. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like the video if you have enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt and other games content, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!